Welcome back to my channel and the Balanced Approach to Business Growth playlist. Now, today I want to help you stay aligned with your vision and help you to make consistent progress. Now, I'm recording these at the beginning of the year in January, when you can feel super excited about everything that's going on and have that momentum that you need. But how do you maintain that momentum? How do you stay connected to your vision? And how do you make progress every day, even when the going gets tough? Now, I am super excited. If you've watched the first video, you'll know why. This is a brand new project for me where I have promised myself I will record a video once a week. Yes, every week. And this is the second one. So I'm rather proud of myself. What I was saying in the first, which was all about starting, was that I'm not going to script these, although today I have a few more notes than last time, but also that they would naturally evolve and grow. And that's what starting does. It helps you begin that journey. What I realized in the last video is I didn't really introduce myself. So hello, I'm Lindsay and I'm an intuitive business coach. Intuitive because I can often see what you can't. Quite often because it's not my forest. So it's easier for me to see the wood for the trees. Now, before you start rolling your eyes and going, oh, another business coach, I am not always, well, I am always actually, but what I'm trying to say is my approach is tailored. It's about you defining success, what success looks and feels like, and then working out, creating your roadmap to move you from where you are to where you want to be. It's that simple, really. And that's why it's tailored. It's all about you, your ambitions, your goals, what's important to you, how much time you want to give to the business. So with that done, I can move on to staying aligned, or the importance of alignment, if you like. But before we get talking about this how, we need to touch on why your vision matters. Having a clear vision for life or business is what prevents you from getting distracted, going down those little paths that you didn't really need to go down. Now, there is a difference here, and I'm smiling to myself because this is why I don't script these, because it's the things that come to me as I'm talking. So yes, we need to create flexibility in our businesses so that we can take a detour, because sometimes it is the detour that takes us to where we want to be. It's how we learn, it's how we grow. But what we must do is ensure that we don't take a path that takes us off down here in a whole different place where we land up where we never wanted to be in the first place. Now, there is a fine line here. It is your vision that helps you make those decisions when you are looking to take perhaps a different path, or you found yourself detouring from your roadmap, because sometimes the magic is in the detours, but it's your vision that helps you come back when it's not. It's the vision that stops you from spinning all the wheels and trying everything and, grabbing every tiny, not tiny, because sometimes the shiny objects are not tiny. It helps you to stay on your path. It helps to ensure that when you are detouring, I'll try not to keep saying that from now on, it is going to still keep you moving forward. It also ensures that you continue to make the small actions so your vision keeps you moving forward. It's the actions, the small steps that you take that create the big wins and the big steps, the giant leaps that you're looking for. And I would go as far as saying it's like that the devil's in the detail, they say, isn't it? But it's those tiny steps that you make, and we underestimate the small changes, the small tweaks, the tiny progress we are making. But it's a vision that helps us do that and ensures that we are making progress on what matters most. Okay, so how do we stay aligned with our vision? How do you stay connected to your vision and to your goals? So it doesn't matter whether you are using a notebook or a planner, and I'm not here to tell you or share with you how you can plan, which ways you should be planning, because there are just so many and it will depend on you very much as an individual. But I was going to say I guess, but it's not a guess, I know. The first step is staying connected to your yearly goals. And this is often where the challenges happen for business owners because we lose sight of them. And I say we because I know that we've done it. So whether you've written it in your planner, you have a spreadsheet, you've got a vision board. It's the goals, the roadmap that you need to be seeing. And I know in my own business, when I've created something, a plan, a strategic plan, and it's been in a Word document, it's online, it's sort of gathering dust in a virtual cupboard, and it's not visible. I'm not connected to it because I can't see it every day. And it's why actually all of my planning, even when I work online, so I'm creating a Word document, shall we say, I print it. Everything has to be printed. It has to be on my desk so I can refer to it, so I can look at it. And I really think that that's a trick. There's no tricks in business, let's be honest. But I really do think it's one thing that you can do. Looking at your goals, your vision regularly. And I would go as far as saying daily. So thinking about your goals, for example, mine, they're on my notice board. I can look up, they're there, and they're in a large enough print that I can read them from where I'm sat. So they're in my face. Everything I'm doing, I can look up and check and go, okay, which of my goals does this align with? Which of my goals does this help me achieve and work towards? So I was going to almost use that word trick, and I don't want to use the word trick. Like I said, no tricks in business. What I want you to do is find a way of ensuring that your goals and your vision are visible. And I'm sort of going like this because I'm looking at my desk and around in my office. What can you do so that your goals and your vision top of mind always in all your decisions, in all your actions, and to ensure that they influence your decision making? Now then, it's great having a goal and a roadmap and you know where you're going, but you've got to take the action. It's a bit like saying, well, I'm just going to say a few mantras every day and visualize it. You've got to take the action. And I believe that the magic happens in the action. It's the actions that we take that create the momentum, that start the journey, that take us to the next step. And that's often when we get stuck, is we get stuck in, we get confused, stuck. Told you I wasn't going to script these, and it just comes, so I apologize. And I'm going to make no apology for stumbling over my words. We get stuck because we're already thinking about what comes next, and we want everything planned out. We want everything perfect, but sometimes the magic is in the starting. Sometimes the magic is in taking the first step, because that opens up to you possibilities, opportunities, and the path becomes clearer. So yes, we have to have the roadmap, but the roadmap means nothing. I always say a business plan is a complete waste of paper unless you implement it. So you have to start. So yes, you have to have a roadmap and a vision. So you have this strategic overview, but sometimes we get stuck in the detail because we want to know every single step, when actually we just need to take one. So after you've reviewed your goals daily, you can ask yourself a really powerful question. And that is, what's one action I can take today that moves me closer to one of my goals? Okay, and I've read that because I wanted to get it right. What's one action I can take today that will move me closer to one of my goals? Okay, and that's a really powerful question. And notice I said one action. I didn't say 10. I didn't say write a list as long as your leg. Yes, and I meant to say leg, not arm, of all the things you've got to get done. Another tip for you is start to get really clear in your business on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, about the difference in a action that is an admin action. It's something that's got to happen. And those actions that move your business forward. We've all got stuff in our business that we have to do. The accounts, raising the invoices, there's all that kind of thing that you have to do. But when we're looking at our goals and when we're deciding on the action that we need to take to move ourselves towards that goal, This is not the admin stuff, okay? So I want you to start recognizing the difference. And that's a really powerful thing to be able to do in your business, because it can be really easy for us to get, down in the admin. We've got all these jobs to do and everything's happening. And, there's so many things we've got to do. Actually, there aren't so many things you've got to do, because unless you're taking the key actions in your business, the admin means nothing. Okay. Now, so what I'm asking you to do is to think about the one action. Now, you might immediately be going, what if there's two? You're an adult. You can have two. You could even have three. But these are priority actions. So you can't have more than three in a day, can you? And you should always check your diary. There is no point in giving yourself 3 actions to do if actually you are on back-to-back meetings. You won't get them done. And then at the end of the day, you'll feel disappointed. You'll feel frustrated. So don't do that to yourself. If it is a really busy day, a busy client working day, a busy day of calls, perhaps that is not the day to do a action of the type that I'm talking about. Perhaps that's when you can fit in some of those admin tasks, for example. Consistency is everything in business, and focused effort beats overwhelming yourself with too much to do. Excuse me. Don't worry, I'm not going to cut the cough out. So consistent, focused effort beats overwhelming yourself with too much to do. And I've given you some ways of how we can overwhelm ourselves when our diary is really busy, for instance. Now, these small wins, if you only got one thing done today, wouldn't that be incredible? Wouldn't that give you the motivation to do the next thing? Okay, let's look at some examples. If your goal is to grow your business, your action might be reaching out to one potential client. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's not even a big action, Lindsay. No, it's not. We have this thing around, I don't know, we all think that it's got to be the big stuff, creating a course, launching this, doing this. Sometimes the small actions are the ones that make the biggest difference in our business. Contacting one potential client might be that action. If your goal is personal health, for example, it might be preparing a healthy meal. It might be taking time out to write a shopping list so you know in advance what you're going to be cooking for the week ahead, for example. If your goal is about mindset, maybe today's action is reading for 10 minutes. And I don't mean a trashy magazine, just to clarify. Or it might be journaling to reflect on your progress. I am a massive fan of journaling and try to journal every day. And I journal at the beginning of my day. But you might actually want to take time out in your day for journaling or do it at the end of your day. But it's a great way of just reflecting on what has happened, what's gone well, what you can learn from. So what's an intentional action you can take today? And I'd love to know. So of course I want you to drop it in the comments, because I want to cheer you on. I want to know that you've set the intention. Even better, I want to know that you've achieved it. So how do we stay consistent? Because life gets busy, and I alluded to this at the beginning that, stuff happens, our day gets busy, our diary can get busy within a blink of an eye. And depending on your responsibilities, so I have 2 children at secondary school, for example, my day can change like that. And you may have other responsibilities. It might be that suddenly your dog needs to be taken to the vet, for example. Stuff happens, and these are life stuff that happens. There's plenty of things that can happen in the business that can derail your day. A client suddenly calls and changes a deadline, for example. And it's when we have those days that don't go quite to plan that we're more likely to slip into bad habits. Catch yourself. Notice it. The more you can notice, the more you can notice. I want you to get into a habit of noticing, because the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Then when you notice, you can bring yourself back to center. And it could be that you go, this day is just a write-off, and actually I need to focus on X, or whether that's personal or outside, or actually this day is a write-off for growing, developing my business, focusing, working on my business because my client needs me. That's okay, because you're now making a conscious decision. So at the end of the day, when you reflect on it, you've made the conscious decision. There's nothing to beat yourself up about. You've done a great day. Okay. Staying consistent is about noticing when you drift back into habits. Staying consistent is about recognizing some days are just not going to go to plan because X, Y, and Z has happened. I would also suggest that you think about how you can set yourself up for a brilliant day. So for me, it's meditating, it's journaling, and I do a bit of EFT tapping. And I can't say every day with it because that wouldn't be true, but I would start the majority of my days. And that kind of takes the pressure off. It shifts me from mum getting my kids out the door with everything that they need, school uniform, etc., and I can come to my desk. It's that time for switching out of mum mode and into business mode. It also stops my thoughts running away, so I can come with that feeling centered, feeling calm. You might find planning your day the night before a really valuable exercise, for example. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick recap, because I want these to be quick and easy. I want you to, listen and watch, and I want you to get some ideas. I don't know why I keep clicking my fingers, or apologies. I want you to go away with an aha moment. I want you to come away with one thing you can do. But most importantly today, I want you to be aligned, to stay aligned with your vision. So that does start with reviewing your yearly goals, making sure that they are visible, making sure that your vision is visible to you. If you've got a vision board, for example, it might be having it really close to hand. I always point out there because I've got a notice board, but for you, it might be on the wall, or it might be by the side of your computer, for example. But then checking in with it, whatever that is, whether it's a vision board or whether it's a list of your goals, and really connecting with it on a daily basis, so that you can then ask yourself that really important question: what is the one action I can take today that will move me closer to one of those goals? Once you get into a habit of doing this, it'll become natural, it'll become easy, because I do realize that when we make these changes, it can feel a little bit forced. Okay. So if you have found this video helpful, of course, I want you to give it a thumbs up. I'd love to know what action you're going to take today. Pop that in the comments. Feedback is always welcome, and that really helps when you comment. Obviously helps me to reach more incredible business owners that would benefit from listening and watching and joining me on this journey as I create this playlist throughout the year. Also, of course, don't forget to subscribe. Not so easy to say, it appears. Please do that, because that, again, is really, really helpful for me. And perhaps you know somebody who would benefit from watching these videos or subscribing to my channel. Please feel free to share it. If you want to dive a little bit deeper on your goals, if this video has left you thinking, I'm not sure if my goals are inspiring enough, motivating enough, please do book a clarity call, and I will put the link for that below this video so that you can do that. Other ways that you can connect with me, I'm all over LinkedIn, and I'll make sure that there is a link to my profile over there. I'd love to connect with you there. Or why not join my mailing list, and I send an email out once a week. Yes, I'll probably be directing people to these videos, of course, but I also share lots of actionable tips, sometimes have a little bit of a rant, share with you an insight into who I am and what's important to me, and I'd love to see you there. I think that's everything. Let me just check my notes. It is, except to say thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me today, and I hope that you have found the content of this video valuable, and I look forward to seeing you next time.